Robin, how are you?
Doing well. How are you, Griffin?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Yep. So my name's Griffin. I work for Enterprise Fleet Management. I got your information in a little bit from word and mouth. And so, I heard that you might need a little bit of assistance in a couple places. And so I decided to reach out to you. You got 15 minutes by any chance?
Yeah, I think I
Awesome.
could spare 15 minutes.
Awesome. Awesome. So how'd you end up here in Springfield by any chance?
Yeah, actually, funny story. One of my buddies that I went to college with, took a position for Missouri State University, and then
Yeah.
he worked his way up the rankings or the tiers, and then
Yeah.
he actually offered me a job to take over their transportation side of things.
100%.
And I thought, well, why not give it a shot? So my family and I packed up our stuff, moved from Oregon all the way down to Springfield, Missouri. And we're loving it here. It's a small town kind of vibe, good people, good family atmosphere, and we're really enjoying it down here.
Yeah, I saw that you had completed a master's at the University of Oregon. Was that just you went from Columbia. I did see that you went to the University of Missouri. You went from Columbia all the way to Oregon. Was that just because, that was what they offered, or was it like a football, Oregon Ducks kind of thing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've always been a big football guy, but I think the
Yeah.
reason I chose Oregon was because of their academics. They had a good business program, and I loved kind of the knowledge and information they had on economics.
Hmm.
I really enjoyed getting my master's in economics, just because it really does apply to the real world. And in fact, I think it benefits me every day with the career that I chose and
Yeah.
I'm currently find myself in. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I love to
I
hear that.
really appreciate the choices that I made with Oregon, and I would recommend it to anyone that ever is looking for a college or a good football team to watch. Right?
Yeah, dude, love the Ducks. Their stadium and their practice facility for their football team is kind of cool.
Oh
So
yeah,
really
it's
expensive.
ridiculous.
Yeah, no, Springfield is awesome place to be. Family could definitely make it there. When I visited my friend who went to jury there, the nightlife and everything was really cool. So I bet you guys do pretty well over there. So I kind of wanted to give you a little rundown on who I am, what I work for, and what we do. Pretty much Enterprise Fleet Management is a consulting company where we come in and we pretty much work alongside you, not entirely take over what you're doing, but work alongside you to be as beneficial and, relieving of stress and that back pain. It's like you putting on a 50-pound bag of rocks and us being like, hey, let us take some of that rocks out of your bag and carry it for you. So
Yeah.
we really prioritize all forms of stuff like that, services and everything of the sort. Actually, let me pull up something real quick to show you. Um, one moment here. I just got to get it in the presentation mode. Wanted to show you this real quick, since we're speaking on it. Forgive me for the delay here. Yep. So I wanted to show you this. This is just, our products. This is who we are, and kind of what we do here at Enterprise. We pride ourselves in, three main ones. That's our maintenance programs, our telematics of stuff like that, and our basic just management of vehicles, buying and selling and stuff like that. So, in a short, sweet way to put it, we provide all means necessary to help colleges be efficient with money and time when it comes to transportation. Would that be of interest of something to you?
Yeah, it kind of sparks some interest for sure.
100%. So, is there any chance you could tell me about your current fleet right now?
Yeah, so our fleet consists of, I want to say, about 2,500 vans
2,500 vans.
and
Okay.
like 1,500 sedans, like vehicles, transportation taxis. And we've got some other like working vehicles,
Yep.
and stuff like that. Not too many of those, but just like maintenance and
Yeah.
car lifts and tow
100%.
trucks. But yeah, we manage quite a crew here. We have a lot of drivers and staff that make
Mhm.
sure our fleet is up to date, and we have
Mhm.
mechanics and stuff like that that take care of our fleet and make sure it's healthy and thrive and do its best
Yeah.
potential.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. How often do you guys run into the issue of, not having enough transportation, not being able to provide for a certain event or something of the sort?
That's a good question. Sometimes we find ourselves overreaching our boundaries, and then
Yeah.
oftentimes I mean, like I said, overkill, and then a lot of times it's actually that we don't provide enough
Yeah.
services. That we often find, like when we have public events or something that we're sponsoring,
Hmm.
we often don't bring enough cars, or we often bring too many cars. So I think that planning in situations like that, I mean, just to improve efficiency would definitely decrease our total expenditures,
Yeah.
which therefore would increase our revenues. So I think that if we could get something going with maybe planning and just honestly just management, would significantly help our numbers for sure.
Is there any chance that you could give me like a possible, number value on, how many times this issue has occurred for you in the past? Maybe like in a year's date, an annual kind of summary.
I think we're averaging like 4 or 5 extra cars or less cars a month.
Okay. Yeah, and that's at all events.
Yeah, across the board.
Exactly. Okay, I understand. So, if somebody, from my understanding, if you had somebody that could, specifically, be meticulous and understand, what exactly is going on, provide all the telematics and stuff like that for what's going on and be ahead of it, that could really, help with money and reducing costs and stuff like that, correct?
Oh yeah, I could not agree more. Yeah, it would definitely improve our efficiency for sure.
Awesome. And then like in terms of, the fleet and what you have, buses, vehicles, everything, how do you feel, it is suited for what you guys do?
I think that that's a good question. I think that our cars are a little outdated, like our vans and vehicles. So as like the car industry keeps advancing and stuff like that, cars just get
Yeah.
outdated. So we do have a new fleet coming in here in the next couple of years. But I mean,
Yep.
as time goes and as car goes, I mean, they burn out and crash often. So we are still currently looking for more vehicles to we're always adding, right? I mean,
Yeah.
cars burn out left and right, so we're always
Mhm.
looking for more.
Maintenance, everything of the sort. Yeah, I understand. I wanted to mention too that I do have a pen out and I am taking notes over everything just so I can get as much information down and stuff about you guys as possible.
Yeah.
Um, when you mention, everything that you've said about your fleet and everything, where do you guys see yourselves doing better? And what does that look like to you?
Like I had mentioned previously, I think it's honestly just efficiency.
Mhm.
If we can get those numbers down, like I said, there's about
Focusing on that in particular.
50, yeah, there's about 50 to 60 cars a year that we often send home that
Yeah.
drive, I mean, countless hours, wasted gas, wasted um, expenses on whether or not it would be employee salaries, or, I mean, just gas prices and stuff like that. So,
Yeah. So I wanted to show you something in terms of everything too. This is an app that we have here, and it's our fleet management app. So you would actually, if you were, to become a part of what we have going on, this would be available to every unit that you own. So
yeah,
it shows the current miles at the time being, where it is, maintenance, insurance, so that everything is there and everything can be in one spot, so it doesn't make it difficult to kind of organize and stuff like that. Another
yeah,
thing I wanted to show you too was that this is actually one of our programs, and it has every vehicle in a basic timeline slash event slash what is it doing, where is it at the moment being, showing and maintenance, fuel, acquisition, and everything of the sort. What do we
yeah,
buy?
that looks great.
What
We
can we?
could really use something like that actually. Just to track those stats and stuff like that. That would be super helpful. cool.
Yeah.
I know we have formulas that our computer engineers have programmed, but I don't think we have anything that shows maps like that and stuff like that, like charts and different. You also said that locations and stuff. I don't think we have anything that tracks that. I think it's just miles, time spent in the car, and maybe, yeah, just year and date of car when we purchase and stuff like that, just for our bookkeeping. But something like that would seriously benefit us.
Yeah, and how much do you think that you guys roughly lose yearly on, expenses of all transportation? Like
Man,
if you had to put a dollar on a dollar amount on it, where would you, roughly shoot for?
I'd say like 250,000.
250,000. Okay, awesome. That's definitely something that I could look into.
I mean, that's including,
Yeah.
that's taking into account, I mean, cars sitting on park waiting for people to our
Yeah,
customers.
standby and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's including just unnecessary expenses.
Okay, so from my understanding, again, if we were to go in and revamp the system, understand what vehicles we need and not need, how everything's being used and stuff like that, we could save roughly around 250,000 a year.
Yeah, exactly. And now that we're talking numbers, I'd be interested to see like more about your numbers now that we've gone over mine. What do you guys have? I mean, don't get me wrong, our budget's pretty large, but I mean, talk to me about yours. I mean, what are your prices looking like? And
Yeah. Let me swing around to that because I definitely think that I can connect a couple dots. In terms of prices and stuff like that. In terms of prices as well, gas prices right now are through the roof. And how has that affected your business?
Oh yeah.
Did you hear me, sir?
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been crazy. I know it affects me and our job because the expenses and everything have gone through the roof for all of our companies that we support, and I just cannot imagine being in your position. So, do you think that with rising gas prices and stuff like that, that efficiency on driving and getting to a certain location and travel like that is something that you guys could do better?
Oh yeah, for sure. If we get low those gas prices, it would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
It
So
would
like
make my day.
kind of reiterating, if we were to be able to reduce those numbers based on, silly mistakes and understanding exactly what's going on, it could help you guys out dramatically.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So our telematics system is something that, is beyond our, the time of where we're at now and probably where you're at now. It is actually, like you said, a tracking device that is supported on each vehicle so that we can understand specifically how that vehicle lives its life and where we can do better over time, which saves a ton of money at the end of the day. Speaking of saving money, our company saved about 40.8 million in customer savings in 2017. With the whole COVID thing, there was a major, dip in everything since, transportation wasn't being used. So everything sat, but we're back into post-COVID. And that's where everything's going on. Everybody's getting on the buses again. Transportation is rampant. People are trying to get places again. And so that number is roughly in the same spot right now. And so I definitely think that with the telematics system, we could definitely get you guys a ton of saving. Addressing the issues that you've told me, I think there's several solutions that we have that could really help you guys out at the end of the day, in terms of documentation, maintenance, durability, and all around travel and, whether or not you guys should have a vehicle or shouldn't have a vehicle at the end of the day should be something that could really help you out and save you a lot of money. Don't you agree?
Oh yeah.
So, and all in summary, if we implemented all the right tools, I think that we could get you, hundreds, not hundreds of thousands, but, several thousand times over, lots of thousands of dollars that we could put back into the system, maybe for different events and stuff like that too, if we just did the right thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's talk about prices.
Yeah. So speaking of budget, I hope this would be something that you guys would be able to fit into your guys' budget. We actually offer 3 different plans. Actually, let me, yeah. Going over my notes and stuff like that, you said you lose about 250. You think you could get around in the 250,000 range, and honestly, our prices for the plans are insane. We offer three different types. There's our 5 year 4,000 a year deal, and then there's our three year 4,500 per year deal, and then there's our 1 year 5,000 a year plan. Now, does that from a starting standpoint sound like a lot to you guys?
Oh, no. No. Because I mean, if we contract out for, I mean, a 5 year, $4,000, whatever it was, I mean, that's
Yeah.
nothing because I mean, I'm expecting 250,000 plus next year and miscellaneous expenses alone. So I mean, if you could cut any of those prices by $4,000, we'd come out on top. So I mean, I say let's sign up and get this thing going.
100%. And it's our goal to really, make it to where it's not even like you have to even think about the fact that, you're even paying us. We're just there to really help you and kind of do what we need to do at the end of the day to make sure that we're putting money back into the system and back into the program. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then I like where you're coming from, Griffin, and I appreciate you going over these numbers. But what I find hard to believe is, I mean, I've been pitched on this several times by several different companies.
Yeah.
What sets you guys aside from other people? Like, for instance, these numbers are pretty significant, and why should I trust you? I mean, what do you give that allows me to trust you with my company, my money, my business?
I think that something that we pride ourselves in is, we're the biggest. Nobody really does anything that we do. And that's what sets us apart too, is because we've been doing it for so long. With 400,000 vehicles under this management program, several hundred companies that we work with at the end of the day. For example, we have 19,000 unique buyers that give us, a higher value pitches and profitability on, resale of vehicles and buying vehicles. We really have a spot in this community that really no one can fathom and even come close to. And that's something we pride ourselves on. If our company wasn't managing the 400,000 vehicles that we do, then I would understand. But I really don't think that's really a concern at all after, where we stand and what our presence is in this market. Besides that point, did you see anything else today that really concerns you at all?
No, actually, not necessarily concerning. I just honestly am more interested in some of these things that I'm seeing on my screen. What are your fuel programs?
Fuel programs is just like we give you a card, and pretty much that's your
Honestly,
card. So it's like we
make a long story short, my question to you is, do you guys have any gas benefits?
So we actually have a company card that makes everything easy for you to track and understand, like that of the sort.
Got it.
Exactly. So
Okay. That's all I was wondering.
pretty much it's just telematics and stuff like that. It's
The same system we kind of went over.
yeah, exactly. Kind of just makes it easier for you to connect and understand what everything's going on. It keeps it all in one place.
Got it.
Easy.
Awesome. Well, Griffin, I appreciate your time today.
Yeah, 100%. Is there any chance that, we can maybe move forward with, setting up another meeting to look into going into a partnership or contract?
Yeah, of course. I would love to get things going as soon as possible. Let's
Okay.
not waste any time here, because time is precious, and
Yeah.
you've got some
Speaking of
great
time,
prices.
I really appreciate your time today. And I'll definitely shoot you an email within the next, 30 minutes, maybe give you a little bit more information on more of the, products that we have so that you can see detailed outlines and stuff like that. And then we can get a time in the next week or so to kind of go through a contract, see what price plan works perfectly for you and move on from there.
Awesome. Let's do it.
All right, Robin. Well, it was great talking to you, and I will hit you up very soon, and we'll talk and get everything set up to move forward.
Hope to see you soon, Griffin.
All right, I appreciate that, Robin. You have a great rest of your day, sir.